continuation of the impeachment trial of the Honorable Chief Justice Renato C. Corona of the Supreme Court is hereby called to order. Let us begin the proceedings with a prayer. Dear Father in heaven, we are grateful that you are always a comfort in our lives, listening to our joys and our pain more than we care to pray and listen to your will. We receive more than we desire. You fill us with abundant blessings. We pray that your generosity is spill beyond our family and include our nation, our planet. Teach us to serve you by serving others. Remind us always to share with others the fruits of our labor, as well as to be generous of our gifts of others, of ourselves. Mold us into strong men and women to strive for justice without any thought of reward, to fight against oppression and not heed the cost. We thank you for the fruits of the earth in fertile or dry season. Bless the farmers and the fisher folk and all those who steward the earth. Guide those who are in position of leadership so that they may stay in the path of responsibility, remembering the account that must be given in this life as well as the next. We offer you today, in the many facets of our lives, the best of our humanity in thought, in word, and in deed. Let the seeds of our good intentions fall on rich ground so that one day we can claim a harvest worthy of your love. Amen. The Secretary will please call the roll of members.
The Honorable Senator Judges Angara, Arroyo, Cayetano Allen Peter Compañero, Cayetano Pia, Defensor Santiago, Drilon, Ejercito Estrada, Escudero, Gingona, Honasan, Lacson, Lapid, Legarda, Marcos, Osmeña, Pangilinan, Pimentel, Recto, Revilla, Soto, Trillanes, Villar, the Senate President.
With 18 Senator Judges present, the presiding officer declares the presence of a quorum. The Majority Floor Leader.
Mr. President, may we ask the Sergeant-at-Arms to make the proclamation?
The Sergeant-at-Arms is directed to make the proclamation.
All persons are commanded to keep silent under pain of penalty while the Senate is sitting in trial on the articles of impeachment against Chief Justice Renato C. Corona.
Majority Floor Leader.
Mr. President, I move that we dispense with the reading of the March 14, 2012 Journal of the Senate sitting as an impeachment court and consider the same as approved.
Is there any objection? There being none, the March 14, 2012 Journal of the Senate sitting as an impeachment court is hereby approved. The Secretary will please call the case.
Case number 2002-2011, the impeachment trial of Honorable Chief Justice Renato C. Corona.
Appearances, Majority Floor Leader.
Mr. President, may we ask the parties to enter their appearances for the prosecution?
Good afternoon, Mr. Senate President and members of the
Good
Senate.
afternoon.
For the House Prosecution Panel, same appearances, we are ready, Your Honor.
Noted.
The defense.
For the defense, Your Honor, the same appearance, we are ready, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Noted.
Mr. President,
Majority Floor Leader.
yesterday there was a reservation for the continuation of cross-examination of Ms. Araceli Bayuga, the Fiscal Management and Budget Officer of the Supreme Court, pending submission of documents. If the documents have not been submitted yet, then we can move on.
Is Ms. Bayuga present?
We'll just call for her, Your Honor. She's here, Your Honor.
All right, will you please bring her in and take the witness's stand under the same oath and testify?
Your Honor, while waiting for the witness, Your Honor, we would like to make a short manifestation.
Yes, proceed.
Yesterday, Your Honor, the defense stood to complain about two missing documents, supposedly missing documents,
We are not,
namely,
we are not complaining. We just brought it to the attention of the Honorable
okay,
Court.
two documents, Your Honor. They made mention about a deed of absolute sale, and the other one, an acknowledgement receipt. As manifested yesterday, Your Honor, I manifested that we will confer with them, and we did confer with them, Mr. President. And it turns out that that missing document, the deed of absolute sale, was with the defense all along.
Well,
As
all
to the
right.
other document, Your Honor, a single-page document, and it looks like this, a handwritten acknowledgement of Mrs. Maria Cristina R. Corona of the original deed of absolute sale from Mr. Demetrius Vicente. It was returned to them last night, immediately after I discovered that it was inadvertently inserted in one of my files, Your Honor.
Well and good. At least now we settle the matter. And so let us leave it that way.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
It's human error, so to err is human, to forgive divine. Do we have the witness already?
Yes, Your Honor, the witness is here.
Well, under the same oath, you may proceed with the cross-examination.
Meron po bang cross? Meron po.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is the day prosecution, no?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead.
Ms. Bayuga, good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Yesterday, do you recall that we asked you to bring certain documents? Do you have them with you today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Could you please hand them to me?
Witness produced. Ano na?
This is with respect to the compensation of the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, as well as the taxes that he has paid. No?
For the record, Your Honors, witness handed to counsel two batches of documents. The first batch consists of (13 pages, which bears the letterhead of the Supreme Court of the Philippines. Ms. Bayuga, the first batch of documents which you handed to me, is this the sample of the certification that you were mentioning yesterday?
Yes, Your Honor.
And it says here, I/we certify under oath that the amount being claimed herein was spent for the purpose indicated in the pertinent provision of the General Appropriations connection with the performance of official duties. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this is the certification that you're mentioning that has to be signed by Chief Justice Corona when he obtains his allowances.
Yes, Your Honor.
So this means that he certifies that this is not his income, but he has already spent the money involved here in the performance of his duties.
We
Is
will
that correct?
object. We will object, Your Honor. We cannot improve on this certification because this is a matter of form, Your Honor. As to how it is interpreted and will be interpreted will be up for this honorable court, Your Honor.
All right, sustain. Let the form speak for itself.
May, sige.
Are the funds which are released pursuant to this certification, can they be taken home by Chief Justice Corona?
I think,
And bought, can he buy something? Can he buy condos with these funds?
if I recall correctly, Your Honor, these matters had been the subject of previous cross-examination. The answer of the witness is, these are matters that are devoted to what is stated in the very form, Your Honor.
Well, anyway, the tendency of the question is just to get a clarification whether the funds covered by the certification were disposed by the respondent. Let the witness answer if she knows.
Ma'am, can they be taken home and disposed as he wishes?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll just cause the marking of this batch of documents, Your Honor.
Proceed.
The first batch, I'll just mark them collectively to request that they be marked as our exhibits 10S, and then the copies of the alpha lists, which is the second batch of documents handed to this council, including the alpha lists which we were marked yesterday from the years 2002 and now with this batch up to the year 2010 as subsequent markings, Your Honor. I believe that will reach until Exhibit 11Cs, Your Honor.
Now,
Mark them according. Is there any objection?
yes, Your Honor, the earlier alpha list mentioned had already been marked by the prosecution. If they are being adopted, Your Honor, what is merely necessary is to have it marked also as evidence for the prosecution, Your Honor. Ano ba?
I don't believe the alpha lists were marked by the prosecution
Wait, di ba?
yesterday.
Hindi kahapon, di ba? Hindi. Hindi, yung alpha list, di ba? May marka pa yun.
Yes.
What were the years covered by all these alpha lists?
The years 2002 up to 2010, Your Honor.
2002, 2003, 2004, 2005,
Up to 2010, Your Honor.
up to 2010. And
Yes.
they're all marked already as
Only
exhibits.
the ones 2002 to 2005 were marked yesterday, but only by the defense, Your Honor.
That's
Today we are trying to cause the marking of all the alpha lists, Your Honor.
For the prosecution.
For the prosecution, yes, Your Honor.
Is there,
Now,
is there
for direct, if Your Honor, please, with the kind indulgence of the
Yes.
Honorable Court, Your Honor, this year-end report on compensation, Your Honor, had already been marked as Exhibit 118 for the defense, Your Honor. This refers to 2002 year-end report. For the 2003, Your Honor, it is Exhibit 119. 204, Your Honor, is Exhibit 120, Your Honor. Now, 121 deals or covers the year 2005, Your Honor. I was explaining on record that if they are adopting these exhibits already, Your Honor, then they are already marked as exhibit for the defense, Your Honor, in which case they will be common exhibits, Your Honor. That's
So,
my only manifestation.
Why don't you manifest that you are adopting the, as your own exhibits,
Yeah.
What?
Yes, Your Honor. We are adopting as our own exhibits 114 to 118 for the defense. And additionally, we'd also like to cause the marking of the new batch of Alpha List from the years 2006 to 2010, Your Honor.
all right?
Okay, thank you.
So, proceed.
Yes.
Let the markings be done for the prosecution.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions on cross-examination, Your Honor.
No redirect, Your Honor.
Yeah, these Alpha List are public records, you know. They reflect the tax payments of certain persons employed in the government.
Right, Your
All
Honor.
right. So,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
May we request that the witness be excused,
Discharged.
Your Honor?
the witness is discharged.
Oh, sige po. Thank you.
Another witness.
Ikaw na? Ikaw na? Si Dennis. Sige. We will request, Your Honor, that we be allowed to present. Andiyan na? Sino na andiyan?
Sorry. Next witness for the defense. Do you have another witness?
We apologize, Your Honor, that our witness is still taking lunch now because they came from their respective places of engagement. For only 1 minute, Your Honor.
All
The
right.
court will allow us.
Trial is suspended for 1 minute to allow the witness to come to the room. Trial resume. The witness is now in the room and he is now sitting on the witness stand. The secretary, this clerk of court will please.
Mr. Witness,
swear
please
him in.
stand up. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this impeachment proceeding? So help you God.
We will request, Your Honor, for permission in favor of Attorney Dennis Manalo, a member of the defense panel, to be allowed to conduct the direct examination of this witness, Your Honor.
Attorney Dennis Manalo is recognized.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Mr. Presiding Officer, on the part
The Chief Counsel.
on the part of the prosecution may be allowed or maybe may request that Attorney Jose Benjamin Panganiban be recognized to receive the testimony.
Attorney
Panganiban.
Panganiban
Thank you.
for the prosecution.
Good afternoon, Your Honors.
All right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. With the kind permission of the Honorable Court.
Proceed.
Mr. Witness, please state your name and other personal circumstances for the record.
I am Engineer Roberto Villaluz, married. I have 3 kids. I am the city officer in charge of the city assessors of City of Taguig.
You are the city assessor of Taguig.
Officer in charge of the office of the city assessor of the City of Taguig. Your Honor.
All right. Proceed.
Your Honor, this witness is offered to prove the accuracy of the entries in the statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth of Chief Justice Corona as of December 31, 2010. This is an exhibit marked by the prosecution as their Exhibit N.
With respect to the whole or only a part?
Your Honor, this will refer to 2 parts in the said SAL-N. It will refer to real estate properties number 4, which is the Bonifacio Ridge properties, and real estate property number 5, which is the Bellagio property.
All right. Proceed.
We will prove through this witness, Your Honor, that the assessed values and fair market values of the said real estate properties are based on the values approved by the City Assessor's Office of Taguig. We will also present this witness, Your Honor, also for the purpose of proving that there is basis for the non-inclusion of the McKinley property in the SAL-N of Chief Justice Corona, considering that the official records in the City Assessor's Office of Taguig shows that TCT number 2093, or the McKinley property, does not belong to CJ Corona but to some other person, Your Honor.
This particular property is in the name of the Chief Justice?
No, Your Honor. We will present this witness to prove that. But that is the theory of the prosecution, Your Honor, is that these are one of the properties that they claim should have been reported by the Chief Justice in their SAL.
And it's not reflected in the SAL?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Proceed.
Mr. Witness, can you please repeat what your present occupation is?
I am the officer in charge of the office of the city assessor of the City of Taguig.
What are the duties and functions of your office, Mr. Witness?
There are many duties and functions of an assessor. To name a few, the city assessor establishes a systematic method of assessment in real property. Second, the city assessor appraises all real properties in accordance with a duly enacted schedule of fair market value pursuant to RA 7160 better known as the Local Government Code of 1991. And then, the city assessor issues tax declaration for the newly discovered properties, as well as issued tax declaration for all transfers involving transfers of ownership, consolidation, subdivision and segregation, and all other transactions involving assessment of real property. Being a custodian, the city assessor also keeps records of all transfers, leases, mortgages, and all other source data, which is essential in the preparation of schedule of fair market value, Your Honor.
All right. In relation to the duties and functions of your office, how are buyers of real property, high-rise condominium units in Taguig City assessed? How are these properties assessed? Can you just please explain briefly the process?
The process, to make it clear, pwede ba akong magtagalog, Your Honor?
Opo, pwede po.
One who wishes to have his tax declaration, susunod. Sige po.
Pwede pong English, pwede pong Tagalog.
Akala ko ba Tagalog?
Your Honor,
Okay.
Your Honor, may the witness be allowed to speak in the language that he prefers.
Sige, sa Tagalogin mo na lang.
one who wishes to issue a tax declaration on their end approaches our customer service. Then he or she will submit all the pertinent documents, like in case of condominium.
Teka muna, akala ko gusto mo mag-Tagalog. Tagalogin mo na lang.
Condominium certificate of title, deed of sale, certificate authorizing registration or the car from BIR, the transfer tax, tax clearance, and then after that, pagkatapos niyang may submit yun, check ng customer service yun for the completeness and veracity of the documents, and then after checking, he will be given the order of payment for the processing fee. Then after paying the processing fee, he will then go back to the customer service, and then he will be given a claim stub, para i-notify siya kung kailan siya babalik. And then what happens to the document he submitted? The customer service will then forwarded it to the appraisers in charge. Then the appraiser in charge will check the document, will evaluate, and then compute whatever taxes it has. The appraiser then will fill up what we call FAAS, Field Appraisal Assessment Sheet form, which in turn, ito yung magiging basis ng generation ng tax declaration per se.
Paano ninyo dinedetermina ang buwis ng bawat condominium? Halimbawa sa isang building, may 20 condominium units. Pare-pareho ba ang balor noon pagbabayaran ng buwis?
Your Honor, the value of the condominium depends on the unit, the floor area of the condominium unit.
Floor area and the floor, the height. The
No.
higher the floor, the more expensive it is. Ganun ba?
Not necessarily. In our case,
O explain.
all our standard,
Paliwanag mo.
kinukompute po yung taxes incurred dito sa condominium. Una, based on the condominium certificate of title, na titingnan yon kung ilang square meter ang floor area ng unit.
Oh.
Then after that, we do have the schedule of fair market value duly enacted by our city council, which is our basis in formulating the assessment of the real property.
Yung
In the
bang,
case-
sandali lang, yung bang real estate tax sa condominium ay based sa fair market value o base yun sa assessment na ginagawa ng opisina ng assessor?
Ito po ay base doon sa assessment na ginagawa ng opisina ng assessor na ang basihan po namin yung schedule of fair market value na na-approve ng City Council pursuant to RA 7160, Your Honor.
Hindi zonal value, ha?
No, Your Honor.
Iba yung zonal value, iba yung fair market value,
Yes, Your Honor.
at iba naman yung assessed value.
Assessed value is we called also the taxable value.
Oo, hindi assessed value ang basihan ng amilyaramiento na binabayaran ng condominium owner.
Actually, yung assessed value po ang basihan po.
Kaya nga, pero sabi mo fair market value eh.
Ang fair market value po, Your Honor, yun po ang basihan po ng pagko-compute ng assessed value po.
Bakit? Paano mo kinocompute? Ibinababa ninyo yung valor para madetermina yung assessed value na basihan sa babayaran na buwis. Ganun ba?
Ganito po yung proseso ng pagko-compute po ng assessed value. Una, mayroon po tayong certain floor area ng condominium, let's say 100 square meter.
At yun, may fair market value yun.
Meron pong tinatawag na unit value po.
Oh.
Yung unit value po na yon for the condominium, meron pong certain schedule po yon. Depende po sa type of construction, reinforced concrete, mixed concrete. In case ng condominium, definitely reinforced concrete po yan. Meron pong specific na unit value po doon. And then, yung market, we can get the market value of the condominium by multiplying the floor area and the unit value. And then, makukuha natin yung market value. Ngayon, paano naman natin makukuha yung assessed value? Ang assessed value po ay nakukuha natin by multiplying the assessment level. Yung assessment level po rin, yun po ay isa rin pong integral part ng schedule of fair market value. Nakapaloob din po yun. So, base po dun sa market value, meron pong corresponding assessment level po yan.
Kaya nga, pero ang gusto lang husgado na malaman, kung yung fair market value ay equal to assessed value.
Hindi po magkaparehas po yung fair market value sa
Yung
assessed
bang
value.
fair market value mas mataas kaysa resulting assessed value.
Mas mataas po ang fair market value kaysa po sa resulting assessed value.
Okay. Kaya paliwanag mo kung bakit.
Kasi po, ang market value po, ito po ay produkto ng floor area at saka ng unit value. Ang assessed value po, ito po ay product ng market value at saka yung percentage assessment level. Usually, ang assessment level is less than 100%. Usually, ang ginagamit namin sa assessment level ng condominium is 60%. So, definitely, mas mababa yung value ng assessed value kaysa po sa fair market, sa market value po.
Kaya ko tinatanong yan sapagkat ginagamit namin mga abogado yung terminology na fair market value. At ang aming definition ng fair market value, it is the value that a willing seller would price his property and offer it to a willing buyer. Di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
O, yun. Pero kaiba yan dito sa fair market value na sinasabi mo sapagkat yung fair market value na sinasabi mo is based on your subjective evaluation of the property of the condominium unit in order to compute the assessed value.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Para maliwanag.
Let me clarify again. Ang ginagamit po natin na value rito is for taxation purposes.
Aling valuation, yung fair market value.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, is it correct to say that the assessed value is always lower than the fair market value determined by the city, by the office of the city assessor?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Proceed, Councilor.
Yes, Your Honor. With the clarification made by the witness, I will go now to the...
You will go now to?
Your Honor, there is a senator
To,
judge who raised...
clarify, Mr. President,
Yes,
to clarify
sir.
the subject matter, may we recognize Senator Recto?
Senator Recto has the floor.
I promise to be very brief, Mr. President, just to clarify on this issue, para maging maliwanag sa atin lahat. No? Yung schedule of fair market value, ito pinasa ng konseho to, ng sanggunian ng Taguig in your case.
Yes, Your
Tama
Honor.
mo ba yun?
Tama po yun.
Hindi ito yung presyo ng bilihan. Hindi to current market value.
Tama po yun.
Hindi acquisition cost to.
Tama po yun.
Hindi ito yung posible nagbebentahan ngayon sa magkakatabi.
Apo.
Di ho ba? Ito pinasan ng sanggunian to determine the collection of real property taxes for Taguig.
Yes, Your Honor.
So halimbawa, kung ang Taguig 20,000 hectares halimbawa, alam mo may residential, commercial, industrial, sa ibang lugar may agriculture, pero sa inyo baka walang agriculture.
Meron pa po, Your Honor.
Meron pa. Okay, tapos meron yung special purpose.
Yes, Your Honor.
Di ho ba? Okay, now, yung schedule of fair market value, para maliwanag, hindi ito yung current market value acquisition kasi iba yun eh.
Yes, Your
Okay?
Honor.
For purposes of real property taxes. Yung assessed value, in this case, nabanggit mo kanina, 60%. Ibig
Yes, Your
sabihin, sa Taguig, 60% yung of the schedule of fair market value, assessed value, residential yun, commercial,
Residential, Your Honor.
condominium.
Yes, Your Honor.
60%. Ngayon, posible kung bahay yan, 30%.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yun ba ang sa Taguig, 30%?
Depends on the market value.
Kaya nga.
We have data.
Precisely. Okay,
table for
now, okay. So, in Taguig, kung condo, 60%. Yung agriculture, what is it?
50%.
So, 50%. So, schedule of fair market value, kung condominium yan, 60% of that. Kung agriculture, ano yung numero mo? 50%?
50%. The value, market
Oo
value.
nga. But what percent of the market value? So, graduated yun sa inyo.
Yes, Your
Na
Honor.
pinasa ng sagunian ninyo. Yung park, ano sa inyo?
Open spaces.
Open space.
Depends on the type of use.
So bakit,
Type of use. Yes.
Mr. Senator,
Yes.
pag yung 1 million ang value ng condo, kung condo ang pinag-uusapan, ang fair market value based on the schedule ng konseho
That is right.
ay 60% doon ang
assessed
assessed value.
value.
Kung
Tama,
agrikultura
para
naman,
Oo.
50%.
Correct.
Kung residential, 30% lang doon
Posible.
ang
Posible.
magiging assessed
Lahat
value.
yun nandun sa tax code
okay.
ng Taguig. Tama ba yun?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yung local tax code din yun. Ganun yun.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pareho din yan sa probinsya. Kaya lang, magkaiba lang yung mga values.
Yes, Your Honor.
Di ba? Ngayon, doon sa assessed value, sa tax declaration mo na,
Yes.
babayaran mo doon, ano ba sa inyo, 2%?
2% for the residential, 2.5 for commercial industrial.
Okay, ngayon, kalahati noon goes to school board fund.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kalahati
1%.
ba? 1%.
1%.
Okay, now, para maintindihan ng mga nanonood din sa atin, pag nagbayad ka ng real property taxes, more or less, 2/3 go to the general fund, yun yung budget ng sanggunian, and roughly 1/3 will go to the school board, special education fund. Tama ba yun?
Yes, Your Honor. Special education.
So, lahat ng real property, 1/3 of that, pag nagbayad ka ng real property tax, goes to education at the local level. Tama ba yun? School board fund eh. Steph, di ba?
In our case, 2%, 2% is our tax rate.
Correct.
1% goes for residential.
Correct.
1% for the local school board, which
Correct.
is the special
So,
education
50%.
fund, and 1% for the
General fund. Okay, ngayon. Yung assessed value, let's say in this case, it is 300,000. Limbawa na lang. 2%, yun yung tax liability mo
2% of the assessed value.
of the assessed value, correct?
Yes.
So, halimbawa, kung 3 million yung assessed value, 2% of that, 60,000, yun ang tax na babayaran mo.
Yes, Your Honor.
And ulitin ko lang, no? Iba yung current market value or acquisition cost at iba yung schedule of market values. Di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ngayon, pwede mo bang ipaliwanag bakit iba yung dalawa? For the education of everyone.
Based on the local government code, we conduct general revision every 3 years.
Every 3 years, yun ang nasa
So,
batas.
Yes. The schedule of fair market value was enacted, let's say, in the first year. So, in the third year, which is, let's say, ngayon, 2012, iba na yung current market value ngayon. Yung value dati na, let's say, 2009, so iba na yung value. Iba na yung selling price, iba na lahat yung mga data na acquire natin.
Correct.
So, kaya definitely magiging magkaiba yun.
Magkaiba yun. So, papasagay ng sanggunian ng panibago ordinansa.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hindi mo pwedeng gawin taon-taon eh. Every 3
Every
years.
3
Kundi
years.
magkakagulo.
Yes, sir.
At para, for planning purposes of the local government, you can predict your income.
Yes, Your
Tama
Honor.
ko ba yun?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Okay. Ngayon, proceed, Counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Witness, you are appearing today by virtue of a subpoena issued by the Honorable Court, is it not?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were required to bring with you the tax declaration for condominium certificate of title number 5582. And this property covers the Bonifacio Ridge Condominium, Bonifacio Global City, Taguig City. Do you have that document with you now?
I have here the documents with tax declaration EB 0191423 bearing CCT number 5582, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we have pre-marked this exhibit as our Exhibit 151 for the defense.
What is the materiality of that document?
This document, Your Honor, will indicate 2 items. It will indicate the market value of the property as determined by the city assessor of Taguig.
What property?
The property Bonifacio Ridge Condominium, which is property number 4 in the SALN of CJ Corona as of December 31, 2010.
Is that the unit or is that the entire condominium apartment?
This refers to the unit, Your Honor.
All right. The unit bought by the Chief Justice.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
It will also indicate, Your Honor, the assessed value of the said property.
I'd just like to have the prosecutor manifest that this is a faithful reproduction of what was marked.
We stipulate, Your Honor.
Will that reflect the acquisition cost of the condominium unit?
No, Your Honor.
No.
This is the market value based on our schedule of fair market value.
But not necessarily the acquisition cost.
Not necessarily the acquisition.
Okay.
Mr. Witness, based on this document, where will you find the market value?
The market value can be found at the back, which is 2,369,980.
We request, Your Honor, that the market value identified by the witness be encircled and marked as our Exhibit 151-A.
Mark it accordingly. That is not the acquisition cost of the unit.
It is not the acquisition cost, Your Honor.
Okay.
as explained by the witness, this is the market value based on the computation of the city assessor's office using the schedule of fair market value passed by the Sangguniang Panglungsod ng Taguig.
Okay. The court would like to know whether that fair market value would be higher or lower than the acquisition cost.
It is lower.
What is lower?
The market value reflected in the tax declaration is lower than the acquisition cost.
All right. Go ahead.
Can you please explain why this is so? Why is it lower?
As I explained earlier, we conduct general revision every 3 years. The value, the unit value derived from 3 years ago is entirely different from the value, the current value today. So that is our basis.
Mr. Witness, I am again referring you to the document which you have identified. Based on that document, what is the assessed value?
The assessed value is 1,421,990, Your Honor.
May we request that the amount identified by the witness in the said document as the assessed value be marked as our Exhibit 151-B.
Mark it accordingly.
Mr. Witness, you were also required to bring with you.
The gentleman, just a minute, before you answer.
Meron lang po akong gustong i-clarify,
The
Mr.
gentleman
Presiding.
from Cavite, Senator.
Meron lang po akong gustong i-clarify. Anong year na revision yung in-apply nyo dito sa for 2010?
Actually, yung revision na in-apply namin dito, it is Ordinance number 47,
Hindi, I mean-
way back 2002.
2002. Kasi maski under the law, once every 3 years, wala naman po sumusunod doon, di ba?
I think so, Your Honor.
Tama yan.
Go ahead, go ahead. Answer the question.
Okay.
Will you repeat your question, Counselor, so that the witness will understand?
Yes, Mr. Witness, you were also required to bring with you the tax declaration for CCT number 164-201-000062 for the condominium unit 38-B of Bellagio 1 in Taguig City, issued in the name of the spouses Cristina Corona and Renato Corona. Do you have this tax declaration with you?
I have here the original copy of the the tax declaration bearing CCT number 164-2010-000062 with tax declaration number EB 019-25621 registered in the name spouses Cristina Corona and Renato Corona, Your Honor.
Based on that document, Mr. Witness, what is the market value of the said property?
Based on the tax declaration, the market value is 5,827,200 pesos, Your Honor.
And based on this document as well, what is the assessed value?
Based on the document, the assessed value is 3,496,320, Your Honor.
We request, Your Honor, that
And what is the acquisition value? Is it reflected there? No.
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
we request, Your Honor, that the market value and assessed value identified by the witness in the document marked as our Exhibit 152 be bracketed and marked as our Exhibit 152-A and -B. And may we request, Your Honor, the prosecution to confirm that the pre-marked document is a faithful reproduction of the original presented by the witness.
Mark it accordingly.
AB. Pakita mo na. Para...
We stipulate, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel.
As a matter of fact, may I propose, Your Honor, that we stipulate on the genuineness of all these documents to expedite the proceedings, Your Honor, because these are tax declarations.
Any objection?
Your Honor, if they are willing to admit, Your Honor, the authenticity, I will just have the pertinent portions of the document submarked.
Just manifest that you admit the authenticity.
The authenticity.
The authenticity of the document.
The authenticity, yes, Your Honor, we admit.
Okay. Order.
Mr. Witness, you were also required to bring the tax declaration for condominium certificate of title number 164-201-0000063 for a parking slot number 50 of Bellagio 1, Taguig, issued in the name of the spouses Cristina Corona and Renato Corona. Do you have this tax declaration with you?
May I interrupt, Mr. Senate President?
Go
We also admit the authenticity
All
of
right.
the 3 tax declarations covering the 3 parking slots at the Bellagio
All
to
right,
expedite the proceedings.
Answer the question, witness.
Do you have it with you?
Yes, Your Honor, I have with me the tax declaration bearing CCT number 164-2010-000063 with tax declaration number EP 019-25622 registered in the name of spouses Cristina Corona and Renato Corona, Your Honor.
And what does that tax declaration refer to? What is the location of the property?
The property is located at parking area number 50, basement 2, Bellagio 1 condominium, Fort Bonifacio, Taguig City, Your Honor.
And based on this document, Mr. Witness, what is the market value of this particular property?
Your Honor, the document speaks for itself, and we have already admitted the authenticity of these documents. Not only this single parking slot, but the other 2 parking slots as well, Your Honor.
Sustain.
We only wish to have that submarked, Your Honor. So we just want, Your Honor, the witness to point to us where that value can be located in the document so we can have it submarked. So
All
when we
right, with
offer
that
it,
explanation, the witness may answer.
thank you, Your Honor.
The market value is 240,000, Your Honor.
And what is the assessed value based on the document?
The assessed value is 144,000, Your Honor.
Is that per parking slot?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, with the manifestation of the prosecution that they are admitting the authenticity of this document, Your Honor, we are requesting that our Exhibit 153, the portion identified as the market value, be encircled and marked as our Exhibit 153-A. Am I correct, Counsel? That is the...
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the assessed value be marked as our Exhibit 153-B.
Mark them accordingly.
In fact, I'd like to suggest, Mr. President, that these are pro forma documents, and the area for assessed value as well as the area for market values are all indicated in the documents themselves. So we do not need this witness to identify the values because they are clearly marked in the document.
That's correct. And,
Yeah, yeah.
That's acceptable to the court.
Yes, Your Honor, in which case, as we have said, We just want this particular portion submarked so that we will just go on record, Your Honor, and just have the particular portions of this of each exhibit submarked so that when we could go on record on it, and when we make our formal offer, there will be now a basis in our transcript for stenographic notes and our formal offer of evidence.
We have no objection to the submarking, Your Honor. What we object is the witness pointing out where to submark, because we all know where the entry is.
Those are technical matters. Let us not clutter the records with those details.
All right. Okay, thank you, counsel. Your Honor, we also have here, we also requested the witness to bring with him the tax declaration for CCT number 164-201-000064 for a parking slot area number 51 of the Bellagio 1 in Taguig City under the name of the spouses Cristina Corona and Renato Corona. We request that with the admission made by the prosecution, the market value in this document, which is 240,000, and the assessed value, which is 144,000, be encircled and marked as our Exhibit 154-A and 154-B. Do you confirm this,
We
counsel?
agree. We agree, Your Honor.
Mark them accordingly.
Thank you, counsel. The witness, Your Honor, has also been required to bring with him the tax declaration for ano ba ito? Condominium Certificate of Title number 164-201-00000065 issued for parking slot number 52 of Bellagio 1 Taguig in the name of the spouses Cristina Corona and Renato Corona. In view of the manifestation made by the prosecution, we have pre-marked, Your Honor, this document as our Exhibit 155, and we request that the market value of the property involved in this tax declaration in the amount of 240,000 and the assessed value in the amount of 144,000 be encircled and marked as our Exhibit 155-A and 155-B. Will the counsel for the prosecution confirm this?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mark them accordingly.
Thank you. Mr. Witness, you were also required to bring with you the tax declaration for TCT number 2093-P for a Lot 1, Block 16 in McKinley Hill Village, Fort Bonifacio, Taguig. Do you have that tax declaration with you?
Yes, Your Honor. I have here the original copy of the tax declaration with TCT number 2093-P, tax declaration number GL 019-01137, registered in the name of Maria Charina R. Corona, Your Honor.
Your Honor, is this, we want to know from the prosecution if the tax declaration of this property is one of those that will be subject of the admission earlier made?
same manifestation, Your Honor.
Mr.
What is the manifestation?
That we admit the authenticity of the tax declaration adverted to by counsel.
With the admission made by the prosecution, we manifest, Your Honor, that this document has been marked as our Exhibit 158. And we request, Your Honor, that the name of the owner indicated in this tax declaration, which is a Maria Charina R. Corona, be encircled and marked as our Exhibit 158-A. Mr. Witness, in issuing...
Mark it accordingly.
Mr. Witness, in issuing the tax declaration, you have said that you require the submission of a transfer certificate of title. Do you have the transfer certificate of title relating to this particular tax declaration in the name of Maria Charina R. Corona, which you have just identified?
Can I take a look at my...
Please do so.
Your Honor, I have here the photocopy of the transfer certificate of title number 2093-P, registered in the name of Maria Charina R. Corona, Your Honor.
Is that a certified true copy?
Actually, this is not a certified true copy of the original. We require the lot owner to provide us the photocopy of the original transfer certificate of title. This photocopy came from the owner who submitted this document from us.
This is a copy in your record before the assessor's office.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we have marked this document shown by the witness as our Exhibit 158-A. Will the prosecution admit as well as to the authenticity of this transfer certificate of title?
We regret we cannot, Your Honor, because the official custodian of transfer certificates of title will be the Register of Deeds and not the city assessor.
In which case, Your Honor, we will also be presenting as well the Register of Deeds, and we will just require him to make the identification of the appropriate title. But
Well, mark the document accordingly.
in which case, we just want to have this document marked to show that this is the photocopy on record with the city assessor's office. Following our pre-marked exhibit.
What is the exhibit mark?
158-A, Your Honor.
Mark it accordingly.
We also, I'm sorry, make it 159.
You're amending the number?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Amend the number and mark it accordingly.
And we request that the name of the registered owner appearing in the document as a Maria Charina R. Corona, of legal age, Filipino, single, be encircled and marked as our Exhibit 158-A 159-A, Roman numeral 1.
Mark it accordingly.
Mr. President,
Yes, the majority floor leader.
Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago wishes to be recognized concerning this particular
The lady
issue.
senator from Iloilo.
Mr. President, I humbly point out to Defense Counsel that under Rule 132, particularly Section 23, there's a much briefer way of introducing these documents or marking them. Section 23, public documents as evidence. Documents consisting of entries in public records made in the performance of a duty by public officer are already prima facie evidence of the facts therein stated. They're already prima facie, so there's really no point going over every single detail that you want to emphasize for the record. You can do this for all of the records and make a similar manifestation so that he can either stipulate or object. You don't need to go over this one by one because it will take a long, long time.
We will take note of the suggestion of the Honorable Senator, Your Honor, and I have nothing further for the witness.
That is correct. You know, that's why I was trying to put the two panels together to just look at the documents. These are public records. You cannot dispute them. So anyway, it was done.
Yes,
You
Your
have
Honor.
no more question on this witness?
I have no more questions, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. In view of the statements of Senator Judge Ralph Recto, the cross-examination will be very short.
Proceed.
May I proceed, Your Honor? Thank you. Mr. Witness, you came to court today and identified 5 tax declarations. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
In all the tax declarations that you identified, the words issued for taxation purposes are clearly marked in all those tax declarations. Is that correct?
We object, Your Honor.
What's the basis of the objection?
The document, Your Honor, must be showed to the witness, Your Honor, before he is made to respond. He was not shown the document.
Witness may answer. That's too technical. Go ahead.
There is no word indicating issued for taxation purposes in the document, Your Honor.
That's exactly my point, Your Honor.
May I confront the witness with the
That's
documents?
exactly my
Your Honor?
point, Your Honor. That's why I
You may
objected.
confront the witness. Proceed.
Mr. Witness, I am showing to you Exhibit 152 of the defense. And may I ask you to read the announcement marked important in the document itself. Can you do that for me, please?
Which document are you showing to the witness, counsel?
I just stated that it's Exhibit 152 of the defense, Your Honor.
And what portion are you referring to?
The important announcement inscribed on the document.
What portion?
The announcement.
Oh. In which case, Your Honor, the best evidence would be the document. It's
Well,
already in the document, Your Honor.
May I request the witness to please read, Your Honor?
We had
Just a
been-
minute. Just allow the witness to read. It will never be altered. It's there already anyway.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Important, issued for taxation purposes and should not be considered as title to the property, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. And this announcement that it is the tax declaration is issued for taxation purposes only is true, not only to the exhibit, the tax declaration that you read, but also to the other 4 tax declarations that you brought in court today. Is that correct?
Your Honor, tax declaration bearing EB 019-14923 also have a notification issued for taxation purposes. Yes, Your Honor.
Just to expedite, Mr. Witness, I'd like you to please confirm that that announcement could be found in all the tax declarations that you brought to court today.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's the form.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. Now, with that admission, Mr. Witness, that it is for taxation purposes only, I'd like you to please confirm that this document is not necessarily determinative of the current fair market value or the acquisition cost of the property reflected therein. Is that correct?
Objection, Your Honor. That calls for an opinion, Your Honor. That is for the court to determine because the records are already, Your Honor, with the...
The witness may answer.
The value reflected in this tax declaration is not the actual current market value of the property.
Correct.
Not the acquisition
Not
cost.
the acquisition cost.
Correct. And you say that, Mr. Witness, because the values reflected in the tax declarations are lifted from a schedule of values that you prepare and which is approved by your local council. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you are always bound by this schedule of values. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there any exception to your being bound by this schedule, Mr. Witness?
No, Your Honor. We are bounded by the...
No exception. I heard you a while ago say that you are familiar with the local government code. Is that correct?
Some, maybe.
You have cited the local government code, and I will please direct
No,
you
the
to...
question is, are you familiar with the government code? Witness.
Not so much.
But you know that there is such a thing as a local government code.
Yes, Your Honor.
May I direct your attention, Mr. Witness, to sections 202 and 203 of the local government code, which I respectfully request that you read for the record.
Your Honor, this is a matter of judicial notice, provisions of the local government code. It will be taking too much the time of this court. Your Honor, if you will have to read it.
Let the witness read it for the information of the public and of this court.
Section 202, Declaration of Real Property by the owner or administrator. It shall be the duty of all persons, natural or juridical, owning or administering real property, including the improvements therein, within a city or municipality, or their duly authorized representative, to prepare or cause to be prepared and file with the provincial, city, or municipal assessor a sworn statement declaring the true value of their property, whether previously declared or undeclared, taxable or exempt, which shall be the current and fair market value of the property as determined by the declarant. Such declaration shall contain a description of the property sufficient in detail to enable the assessor or his deputy to identify the same for assessment purposes. The sworn declaration of real property herein referred to shall be filed with the assessors concerned once every 3 years during the period from January 1st to June 30th, commencing with the calendar year 1992.
Section 203, please.
Section 203. Duty of person acquiring real property or making improvement thereon. It shall also be the duty of any person or his authorized representative acquiring at any time real property in any municipality or city or making any improvement on real property to prepare or cause to be prepared and file with the provincial, city, or municipal assessor a sworn statement declaring the true value of subject property within 60 days after the acquisition of such property or upon completion or occupancy of the improvement, whichever comes earlier.
Do you confirm, Mr. Witness, that CJ Corona, insofar as Bellagio and Bonifacio Ridge Spanish Bay Tower are concerned, never filed any sworn statement as to the actual value of these properties with your office?
Objection, Your Honor. There is no basis. The witness, Your Honor, is here to testify on the records, on the tax declarations.
May I explain, Your Honor?
The witness, Your Honor, would be required to make a search in his office before that answer can be made.
Let the court will allow the counsel to explain the purpose of the question.
Your Honor, under sections 202 and 203 of the local government code, it shall be the duty of the owner to declare with the city assessor in a sworn statement the true value of the property. Our point, Your Honor, is our point, Your Honor, is the properties which were purchased by respondent Chief Justice have different values in terms of acquisition cost and in terms of market value as reflected in the tax declarations. There being a discrepancy and the acquisition cost is substantially higher than the values marked in the tax declaration. Under the law that I cited, Your Honor, it is the duty of the Chief Justice in a sworn statement to divulge the actual value of the property. I'm asking this witness, as the assessor of Taguig City, if ever there was a sworn statement filed by the Chief Justice to the effect of divulging the true value of his properties.
You may answer,
Your Honor,
you may
please.
answer if enough.
Your Honor, please.
Yes.
May I just make a short response to that?
Please proceed.
My problem with that, Your Honor, is it deals with the acquisition cost. In the first place, the witness, Your Honor, is not a party to the sale. He would not know what the acquisition cost is.
But the
Mr. President.
is referring to the mandate of the law. And that pertains to his function as an assessor. And he is being asked whether the owner of the property complied with that requirement. So you may answer.
Your Honor, as of today, I have no knowledge since this honorable impeachment court honors only subpoenaed documents pertaining to tax declaration per se.
Mr. President,
The majority floor leader.
may we recognize the son of the author of the local government code, Senator Coco Pimentel, to enlighten the gentleman on the floor.
The gentleman from Misamis Oriental.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to be fair to the witness also, and for the information of the prosecution, attorney, please pay attention. You require the witness to read sections 202 and 203.
That is correct, Your Honor.
But you also read section 204.
That is correct, Your Honor.
203 says that this is the duty of the person acquiring. But Section 204 says that if that person does not discharge his duty, then it's the assessor himself who will now make the declaration so that they can complete the schedule of values.
Correct, Your Honor, but there is nothing which prevents the owner from, after a tax declaration is issued, from divulging the true cost, the true value of his property.
But my point is, to be fair, no, you also ask him to read 204, because although 203 uses the word duty, it's not such a big deal if the duty is not complied with, because 204 has the mechanism to correct the situation when the people do not discharge this particular duty. So,
may I have permission to ask the witness to read into the record section 204, Your
thank
Honor.
you.
In compliance with the request of Senator Judge Pimentel. Mr. Witness, can you please read into the record section 204 of the Local Government Code?
Section 204. Declaration of real property by the assessor. When a person, natural or juridical, by whom real property is required to be declared under Section 202 hereof, refuses or fails for any reason to make such declaration within the time prescribed, the provincial, city, or municipal assessor shall himself declare the property in the name of the defaulting owner, if known, or against an unknown owner, as the case may be, and shall assess the property for taxation in accordance with the provision of this title. No oath shall be required of a declaration thus may be made by the provincial, city, or municipal assessor.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Again, let me ask you, Mr. Witness, was there or was there not any declaration made by CJ Corona on the true value or the actual value of the properties that he acquired in your jurisdiction?
Your Honor, please, the question will lack basis, because not all the properties involved in the declaration mentioned, Your Honor, belongs to the Chief Justice, Your Honor. The other property belongs to Karina. How can the Chief Justice be made to account for?
I am going there, Your Honor.
Go over the property one by one. The presiding officer would like to ask this question. Would the office of the city assessor of Taguig issue an assessment without the required declaration, declaration required under the local government code?
There are cases, Your Honor.
When
the owner fails to declare his property, Your Honor.
and you make the declaration.
Yes, Your Honor.
But in all cases, a declaration must be made, whether by the owner or by the city assessor, as a basis for the issuance of an assessment of the property for the owner to pay the real estate tax.
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So once an assessment is made, the assumption is that there was a proper declaration done for that particular property.
Yes, Your Honor. We made our assessment based on the schedule of fair market
Okay.
value.
Your Honor, may
Go
I
ahead,
interrupt for a minute, Your Honor? I'd like to cite the resolution adopting the rules of procedure on impeachment trials. Rule 15, may I read? Witnesses shall be examined by one person on behalf of the party producing them, and then cross-examined by one person on the other side. I noticed, Your Honor, that there was a substitution of counsel on the part of the defense.
May I reply, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
Accidentally enough, Mr. Counsel, I am the lead counsel of the Chief Justice, and I can take over any time with the permission from the Honorable Court.
Unfortunately,
Is there any violation of any rule?
unfortunately, the rules.
What the rules provide is if at the same time two or more. If it is one by one, there is nothing mentioned.
I have to stop this. You're quibbling with inconsequential matter.
Yes.
We
Doesn't
submit, Your
matter
Honor.
whether the one that asked the question is either way. The panel of defense is there, the panel of prosecutors there. You deal with the witness.
We submit, Your
You're
Honor.
delaying the proceeding.
We apologize, Your Honor.
Stop this thing so that we can proceed.
I have a pending question with the witness.
Go ahead.
Did Mr. Corona file or did he not file the required sworn statement under Articles 202 and 203 of the Local Government Code with respect to his properties in Taguig City?
Your Honor, please, it assumes a question that...
Witness may answer if he knows.
As of today, I have no knowledge about
Oppose.
the Chief Justice files
Can
his
you,
own statement. Your
Mr.
Honor.
Witness, can you please make a definitive answer?
Well, as of today, he does not know. Don't press an answer of knowledge when the witnesses already said, as of today, he does not know.
Your Honor, may we allow the witness to go back to his office and come back maybe on Monday and bring a certification that there is no such filing on the part of the Chief Justice, or if there is one, please bring a copy of the sworn statement.
Your Honor, please, may I be allowed?
Yes, please.
All right. Your Honor, please, that assumes a situation where the procedure being laid down by the Honorable Counsel, Your Honor, is supposed to be mandatorily or to be observed in all cases, Your Honor. What the law says, if the owner or the administrator fail to make the necessary declaration under oath within 60 days after the acquisition, Your Honor, then the office of the assessor can continue with the proceedings and make the assessment instead of the owner or the administrator, Your Honor. Why will there be a necessity? There is no procedure that is outlined for that purpose, Your Honor. That is an arrogation of the power that do not belong to this witness, Your Honor.